Hi, it's Angela Christine here. I am actually about to style myself and give myself a little spruce up. We're in the middle of shooting LA hair, and so I need some curls. I've been working all day and it's time for me to get myself together. So basically what I'm gonna do is just what my clients like to call Angie curls, or I guess what some people would call Farrah Fawcett hair, Kim Kardashian layers, you know, whatever you want to call it. But I prefer Angie curls too. My tool of choice is a flat iron, and today I'm going to use the Babyliss Pro. And it gets up to 450, but I'm going to try to be a little lighter on the heat for my hair, so I'm going to use 410 because it will still put the body in the hair and lock the curls in without it being too hot. I have color treated hair, as you can see, and so I don't want to damage it. Also, the products that I'm going to use today are a Style Serum by Bain de Terre, which is great for just giving a nice sheen and gloss to the hair. It's very light, it doesn't hold the hair down, but it also helps take away flyaways. And I'm going to use a heat protectant by Kenra, which is called Thermal Styling Spray. That is one of my absolute favorite products, and so I'm going to use it today and show you guys basically how I like to do a free-flowing, soft, sexy hairstyle when you just want to wear your hair down and let it flow. So here we go. I'm going to take my hair down. It's a little old and it doesn't have any life to it, as you can see. The layers are cut in there. I'm doing a side part with a little bit of an angled fringe, and I'm going to basically curl my hair away from the face so that I still have a lot of room to show my face, but the hair itself actually falls around the face and accentuates my makeup, my hair, and it's not too busy. So here we go. What I'm gonna do, here's my iron, Babyliss Pro. It's really good because it's a titanium iron, and what titanium is really great for is that it helps infuse the heat into the hair, and it doesn't have any pores in the plates like ceramic irons do. Titanium is straight on, and so what it does is really locks in the heat without putting too much damage on the hair. So here I go. What I'm gonna do is take vertical partings, and I'm going to basically curl each piece going backwards using a diagonal kind of turn with my wrist, and that's going to lock the curl in and give it a very soft and sultry look. So I'm going to start with my bang, and what I like to do with the first top panel is actually curl going downward, and what that's going to do is give a softer round barrel to the first layer of hair, and that's what's going to basically sit in the front of the head. So I'm kind of just gonna let this piece rest right there. If I was doing a client, I would probably clip it up, but since it's just me, I'm just gonna let it sit right there. I know it might look crazy, but oh well. So underneath that first panel is when I'm gonna start going behind and doing the curls away from the face. So as you can see, that gives a really nice, sexy kind of flirty curl, and it falls, it swoops around in a way, and so it just creates the movement. It sets the tone for the way you want the hair to flow. And then I'm going to go in with my second piece, still a vertical parting, and I'm going to hold the flat iron vertically as well, and the plates start in the front, and you just gradually turn the hair backwards, and the piece that isn't curled yet should be underneath and down. And you just give a nice flow to your flat iron. You turn your wrist gradually, and there's your curl. A lot of people ask me, like, how do you get your curls to not have that dent in it? And honestly, it's all in the flow in the wrist. And so when you don't hold too tightly, you kind of just let the plates glide down, you won't get those dents in it. But a lot of times when you squeeze too hard on the flat iron is when you see those dents and you don't have nice soft figure 8 curls, and that's what you want. Also, after you do the curl, it's great to finger it around and help follow the flow. So I'm gonna still go underneath, and as you see, I'm taking vertical partings or slightly on a diagonal going backwards, and I'm going to turn the hair that way. Starting to see a little frizz, and I pre-sprayed my hair before I started curling, but I'm going to use a little bit more because I'm seeing a little more frizz come. So the Kenra, it adds shine It helps add hold, and you don't want to use too much because you want your hair to have a nice free-flowing style. You don't want it to be too heavy. You don't want it to be too weighed down. So a few spritzes, maybe a foot away from your hair, is good enough, and that's all you need. So I'm going to go back in. I'm taking medium-sized partings. I don't want to take forever on my hair, and you know, most hairstylists, we just like to run through styling our own hair. So it doesn't have to be super meticulous. It doesn't have to be super teeny tiny partings, but you want just enough that you don't have too much hair in your iron, but you don't want too little that you get a super tight granny curl, because I'm not trying to look like nobody's grandma. As you can see, I'm not really using a comb. I'm not really using a lot of product. I try to make my styles as easy to do as possible because most women that I know are on the go, and they don't have a lot of time to be super meticulous and super, you know, step by step with things. They want to just get it done the easiest way that's going to give them the best results. So I'm here to tell you that you don't need a comb for every piece. You don't need to spray every piece. You can do it with just your fingers and a flat iron, as long as you take it section by section, keep it controlled, and follow the exact same pattern all the way throughout. 50% there. So now I'm on the left side of my hair, and so what I'm going to do, because I'm using my right hand, is I'm going to hold the flat iron facing down in the diagonal, and I'm going to turn the flat iron away. And this is a little bit harder. If you're ambidextrous, it's a lot easier for you to take your left hand and do it that way, but I'm not. I'm right-handed, so I'm just gonna make it work with this one. So as you can see, I'm silking down at the top of my strand, and then I start my turn. I assist my right hand by using my left and flipping the hair around the flat iron. I'll do that again in slow motion for you. And you just glide it down, and then you let the hair twist it and let it flow. See? So I will take another piece vertically. Here's my other piece. Comb it out with your fingers. Make sure there aren't any tangles at the root. And you silk at the root. You flip the hair over the flat iron, and then you just glide down slowly. Not squeezing your iron too hard because you don't want to leave any dents, but you want to have a constant circle so that your curls give you a nice relaxed figure 8. Then you take your fingers and you circle around and make sure that it gave you a nice natural curl. Everyone see that? Perfect. So let me section out this part of my hair. And once again, the very top section, I always like to do a curl going under. So we're going to do that straight down curl. And another thing, ladies, you always want to let your curls set. Don't start combing them out because you get excited when you curl it and you want to see what the finish is going to look like. You want to let your curls set so you don't have to go behind yourself and do more work, because you want the curl to cool down so that it continues to hold the same shape that you put in it when it was hot. Okay, so just let it sit for a second, maybe 5 minutes or so, and then you can take your fingers, take a comb, take a brush, whatever your tool of choice might be, and then comb through it. But don't do it right away. So we are almost finished. I have one more section to go. So when I'm doing the last front sections, I'm going on a diagonal parting right around my hairline. And so what that's going to do is make the curl follow my face and really frame my face in the right way. So I'm going to take my iron once again, and the iron lays on the same angle that I want my curls to sit on. So it basically dictates how the curl is going to lay by the direction that you use. So I'm going to go straight diagonal, vertically but slightly diagonal. And I'm going to do a little flip and just let the iron glide down. Just like that. You guys see? So I missed a little spot here. I'm going to go back over. And you wrap that piece right around the hair and slide it on down. Bam, just like that. See how it pulls right back up? And I'm gonna follow that same thing down here and just refine the curl a little bit. There we go. Now my last section, I'm going to do what I've been doing at the top, which is a curl that's going to go straight down, slightly diagonal. I'm just kind of going to let it flow, and that'll be that. And I'll do one more piece right here and let that flow, and that will be that. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is take a Denman brush, or you can take a flat paddle brush, whatever your tool of choice is, and you want to just brush through the hair. And you just brush gently on the hair and make sure that everything is kind of flowing together, is giving a nice bounce back. You can see the direction of the curls. It's flowing nicely. The curls are separating so they don't look so spread together. And you just style it and go. What I'm trying to do is help you guys not take so much time on your own hair by cutting out the shortcuts, cutting out product, cutting out overly sectioned hair, cutting out overly sprayed hair. And that way you have a nice soft finish style like this. Now what I'm seeing right here is a little bit of inconsistency with this curl pattern. So I'm going to take the whole section right here and I'm going to use my iron and go right back through it. Diagonal vertical parting, and I'm going to glide down. There we go. And I'm going to brush it out again. Now that's giving me life. So then lastly, I'm going to comb my little short frizzies out of the way, duck those off, do a little bit of styling, making sure my hair is falling the precise way I want it. I will take a little bit more serum, Anti-Frizz Recovery Complex from Bang to Tear, and I'm going to just run it through these ends a little bit. Color treated hair, sometimes you have to focus more on the ends of the hair to make sure that it doesn't look dry and it's not overly curled, or it doesn't have too much thermal styling to it, because you'll be able to see that on the ends. They start turning white and then you end up having to cut it off. So that's that. I just did a little bit more polishing to it, and there you have it. There are your soft flowing Angie curls, whatever you want to call them. I like that name the best. And I'm ready to go. I'm all good. Thanks for watching Get the Look. You have flat ironed spiral curls from Angela Christine.